So guys, today's video is going to be a bit of a different one. I said a few weeks ago, maybe even a month ago now, that I was going to do a video of like a day in the life of my day job basically, and I was actually going to do that video when I went to Scotland, but when I sat down to work out all the driving I had to do, there was just going to be no time to do the filming elements of it. It was a tight job as it was, and if I'm honest, I just thought, oh, I can't be bothered to film all this. It's going to be enough, it's going to be tight enough as it is without adding all the filming into it. So I didn't film that, guys, but I am filming today. Well, it's actually tomorrow. Today is preparation, so you can see, or if you can't see, I am do I have a crest in the head? I barely see it. I'm sat in the Porsche, and that is because the Porsche is in the workshop. I have been doing a video on it this week, which will be out in the next 1 to 2 weeks. But the first thing we're going to do is take this out of the workshop to get my transporter in, because I've got about 2 front tyres on it, give it a little bit of a check over. I've also got 2 tyres to fit on my trailer as well before we load up the car. I've picked it up today. Oh, it's all confusing. We'll go over it in a minute, but for the moment, we've got to get the Porsche out the workshop, and there is no exhaust on it, so, and that is the reason I'm filming it, so I have no idea how loud it's going to be. Rotate. It sounds exactly like a Scooby. Exactly. Right, I'm going to get this out of the workshop, I'm going to get my transporter in and go over exactly what I've got to do ready for tomorrow's job. So I just put the van into the workshop for a little check over, because we're going in Newcastle tomorrow. We've got 3 cars delivering tomorrow. So I've got some front tyres, as you can see, they're about on the wear limit, about 2.5 mil. So I have 2 new tyres, so might as well do them today. So we're going to do them, change those tyres over, same with the other side. Same again. So we're going to whip a new set of front tyres on the Fiat, and we've also got 2 trailer tyres to do as well before we can go anywhere and prepare for tomorrow. So there we go, look, a couple of new tyres on the front, so that's all sweet. But now what we've got to do is, well, I've just fitted the trailer, because tomorrow we have got to take 1 car to Newcastle, which is a new Volkswagen ID3, and they are around about 1750 kilos, which is going to be way too much for my little 3.5 ton bed. I have a payload of about 1450, 1500 on here, so we have to take the trailer. The payload on the trailer is 1900 kilos, so that's absolutely fine, so it can go on the trailer. Just got to load the ID3, get it on the trailer, but first I've actually got to fit 2 more tyres on the rear of this, because the rear tyres are starting to rub on the inside. So I'm going to fit 2 new ones, because I have 2 new ones, and then that problem should be solved. Morning, so it's now just after 5 o'clock in the morning. I came back last night actually to finish off fitting the tyres and put the car in the trailer, because just didn't have time, so I had to go home, look after the kids, get them fed, bathed and bed, and then I had to come back last night, load the car in the trailer. Didn't film that obviously because it was too dark, so it's now just after 5 o'clock in the morning. We are just about to leave. I'm just doing my light check, letting my tacho go over to about 5 minutes before we leave. Show you the car. So ID3 on the trailer, all fully loaded. I don't want to get too much of it in, because obviously the registration's on there, and I'm not very good at blanking editing software, so I'll just show you it without the reg. But just done all my light checks, lights are all good. So we are now off. So just left. It's remarkably light for after 5 o'clock, but it's 5:15. So first thing we've got to do is, I have just about 3 hour 40-minute drive now up to Newcastle. We've got port, and we are going to deliver this VW ID3 to a customer. It's actually a building supplier, and we're dropping it off, and then after that we've actually got to go to the port of Newcastle. So we're doing a self-collect for Volkswagen, which basically means instead of the cars being taken from port to the dealer, which is which normally happens, and then they get PDI'd, they basically are too impatient, or they want the car going out for the month, because it's obviously the second last day of the month, and they've obviously done a deal for the month, and they need the car picking up as soon as possible, which means they've booked me to do a self-collect from the port itself. So I'll be going to Newcastle Port to collect I think it's a Volkswagen T-Cross. Can't remember, I've only got a chassis number. I'll have looked at it, but I can't remember at the minute. So the plan will be to obviously drop this off, then it's only about 4 miles to the port, get in the port, booked for between 9 and 10, pick up that, and then we should have a nice 2-hour drive back down to Leeds, BCA Leeds, to collect a used car for a local used car dealership in my area. So yesterday I already filled up with fuel, so we're all full tanked already. That is so now today, just a 3.5 hour, or just over 3.5 hour drive up to Newcastle. We'll get there for probably around 9 o'clock, unfortunately, for delivery. This is the worst combination. I'm going to drive straight there. I don't plan to stop. Heavy-ish car and trailer and nothing. So I'll see you in Newcastle. Right, I've just made the first drop. Hallam, to be fair, spot on. Not much traffic, a little bit around Doncaster. Took just under 4 hours to get here. I've just dropped the car, delivered the ID3, and I've just had a 15-minute break as well. And now I've got a nice 6-minute drive, which is perfect, to the Port of Tyne, where we are going to collect a brand new, I think it's a T-Cross, not 100%. Oh, that's very frustrating. The postcode I was given to collect the car from the port was for, it weren't for Volkswagen, it was for, I don't know, a different manufacturer. So I've got there, got to the postcode, gone in the office, given him a reg and details and stuff, and they're like, no, you want Volkswagen, which is the other side of the Tyne. So I've now got to go back over the tunnel, back through the tunnel. So that's going to be 4 times I've gone through the toll today. Luckily it's only £1.80, so it's not the end of the world, but 4 times. So now I'm going, oh, it's really frustrating as well, because I've just come from there, which I hate. I hate doing things twice or doing things unnecessarily. But anyway, we've got a 10-minute journey back north to the right terminal. Right, I've just loaded the car. I'm now just sat on my break. I've only got a few minutes left. I didn't film on the docks or on the site because I'm not sure if I'm supposed to, or if I've got to get permission. I can't be asked all that, so I just didn't film. I filmed me loading the car into the trailer, so I'm going to talk you through it now. So first thing I'm doing is taking my straps off the bed, as you can see, and I've got the ramps on the right hand side because that is what I have to use to be able to drive the car from the trailer onto the back of the bed, and I'm just setting them up now. So all I've got to do, once the straps are out of the way, and I've got to take the straps out of the way on the trailer as well so I don't run them over, pull the trailer ramps out on the trailer, and then just drive the car onto the bed and then strap it down. Job done. Right, so I'm just booking out of Port of Newcastle now, and then we'll be on our way to BCA Leeds to collect an auction car. I think that means we're good to go. He's just lifted the barrier and not said anything. Yep, cheers, brilliant. Didn't even look at me. Nice people, aren't they? Sorry, my GoPro didn't record audio for some reason. I've just about to leave BCA Leeds. I've just loaded the Skoda onto the trailer, so we're good to go. So hello. So as I just said, I'm now just leaving BCA Leeds. gonna turn around here. I'm just turning around. I can't see anything. Am I gonna? Didn't wait too well. I say didn't wait too long. I was there 32 minutes, which is 30 minutes too long for my liking. But we're away. Am I doing the right time wise? So I left 15 minutes later than I would have wanted. I wasted half an hour going to the wrong place in Newcastle. Here was pretty much bang on what I had allowed for, so I suppose you could argue I'm half an hour down, which in the grand scheme of things over the day isn't too bad. Can't really argue. So yeah, back to Cambridge. So we are only half a mile away from dropping the Skoda off that we picked up from Leeds. It's getting late. It's 4 o'clock now and I've still got to go half an hour to Cambridge to drop the new car off as well. And I haven't even stuck in traffic at the minute, as you can see. So it's a bit touch and go. Right, so we've dropped off the Skoda Octavia. We are now only, well, I'm hoping I'm just at a set of traffic lights. It is peak traffic 10 to 5 and the place shuts at 5 and I'm 10 minutes away. No, I'm hoping I'm 5 minutes away. So this is how fine it gets all the time. Like, it's a 12-hour day and I'm cutting it down to the last 5 minutes of available time. Some could argue that playing it too fine, or some could argue that I'm planning it within an inch of its life, which means maximum efficiency, I suppose, you could argue. Sorry, my GoPro decided to stop recording audio here. I have no idea why, but I've just got to the prep centre to drop off the T-Cross. I've just unstrapped it. I have no recollection of what I'm actually saying at this point, but yeah, just dropping it off. And I was just showing that I got there 1 minute before they shut, so spot on. Right, there we go. Just dropped off the T-Cross, 5:15, and that is me now done for the day. So it's about half an hour back home, so it's gonna be about a 12 and a half hour day. So yeah, there you go guys. You have, although we haven't quite finished it yet because I've got to get home, but that is a, would I say typical day? I'll put it on a scale. So I'll do a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being like the easiest jobs or the shortest day I'll ever have, versus 10 being the longest day I've ever had. Obviously average being 5, this is probably a 7. So it's probably just a bit longer than my average day. I start to say that's probably fair. So there we go guys, this gives you a bit of an indication of what I do when I'm not in the workshop. So when I'm not in the workshop filming videos, this is exactly what I'm doing, days like today. So guys, that about wraps it up for today's video. You leave me following a tractor doing 12 miles an hour. May get home before midnight, may not. But there we go guys, that is a day in the life. I hope you found it interesting. Any questions you might have, let me know in the comments below and I'll try and answer some if there's any questions that have been unanswered. Yeah, so typical day. This is what I do. So as always guys, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully you should see a video in the next 1 or 2 days, because the new clutch has turned up for the Golf GTI, and yeah, I should be fitting that, and then we should be getting some 0 to 60 time, some draggy time basically, using the standard setup, because I do now have my new turbo. I've also got my full turbo back exhaust as well, so we've got those to fit. And obviously I don't want to fit them until I've got some standard times that we can compare tune times to. So as always guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers guys.